Alright, so here we go. I have now had one date with every dad. And I've kind of made a deal with myself to focus on 3 from here on out. We'll see if I ever play the whole thing. But I have a feeling this game won't encourage sleeping around. So I've chosen 2 so far. Brian and Robert are definitely the 2 I'm looking out for. That leaves us with a 3rd. And I'm actually on the fence here because they're all super cool. In their own ways. I relate to Matt in some ways. Craig is fun. Damien was very interesting. I'm not sold on Hugo. I'm really not. Probably because I already have enough teachers in my life. Joseph was a lot of fun too, actually. So I'm not sure who the 3rd should be. Craig or Damien, says one in the chat. Yeah, I agree. One of those 2 are really fun. And I kind of like the childhood friend angle with Craig. Call me romantic, if you will. Also, let me just check if the light is worth anything. Oh, it's actually still pretty good. Cool. Craig or Damien. Got any other suggestions for a 3rd? Because I'm definitely curious about Damien. I already picked Brian. Like, my 2 choices are Brian and Robert. And then there's... Yeah, those are the 2. I just want one more, and then I'll focus on those 3, and we'll play that like that. So, who should the 3rd be? Let us go with Craig. Damien is interesting, but those are the 3 I probably personally like best. And who knows, if the game lets me do everything with everyone, which I doubt, we'll check out Damien too sometime then. But for now, it's Brian, Robert, and Craig. Those are my main choices. And let's go with Brian. We haven't seen him in a while. I hear you can't smooch Joseph, so fuck him. So what, like, just skip the foreplay? Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. Oh shit, yeah, that's what we agreed on. Oh, I have a message from Brian. Oh no, I've been dreading this day. I accidentally boasted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian, and now he's challenging me to another dad-off. I've been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still though, I have to accept. I typed back to Brian. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish. Make sure your mower is in good working order because you're gonna be all over my lawn this weekend. I don't think he needs a mower for that. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. That's gotta be a rough start. Amanda? Amanda comes into the room from the kitchen, eating a cheese stick by biting off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that. What? It's called string cheese and not chompy cheese for a reason, Amanda. Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique or what? No, Amanda, we have to go fishing tomorrow. Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog. How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you? Nope. My stint in the Scouts was brief and purely transactional. Though I could get free cookies, but I didn't know that I had to, like, be outside. And the nuts and stuff. But I have to beat Brian. Dad, let me tell you a story. Do you remember last summer how I applied for a job at that coffee shop across town? Give me a refresher. During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine. And I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. On that first morning, there was a line out the door, and within half an hour, I severely burned my hand and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar. Of course I remember. What does that have to do with fishing? The burn is a metaphor, Dad. I don't get it. You can lead a horse to water. What do horses have to do with fish? Well, we just saw a seahorse. And burns. Dad, please, I don't get your obsession with competing against Brian. You wouldn't understand. It's a dad thing. Please, try explaining it to me. Okay, Brian's just... He just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game. Is that what you think is happening here? No, Amanda. Okay, I know that's what's happening. Alright, Pops, we should both be getting some sleep. See you in the morning? Night, Panda. This is gonna get interesting. I brush my teeth and throw on some pajamas. I climb into bed, set my alarm, and close my eyes. Okay, sleep. Okay, this is every night for me. I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time we went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me up one morning and told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on. But before I knew it, we were both alone on a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there for hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked at mosquito bites while my dad sat in stony silence, fishing pole in one hand and a beer in the other. We didn't catch anything. On the long drive home, my father bought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. What the fuck? That didn't help, and I think I had some repressed sadness about my father. I'll deal with that later. I'm sitting on a boat in the middle of a body of water. I can't see any land, but I know it's a lake. The water is placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole. I don't understand why, but it feels like my life depends on catching fish right now. I think it's a dream. Yeah, it is. It's nighttime and everything. I cast my lure into the water and wait, and wait, and wait. My whole being is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. You used the wrong lure. I look up and see my father, just as he looked that one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull the lure up and try to grab a different one, but all of the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I look up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. My boat trips over and I fall into the water, sinking further and further. I see the multitudes of fish that had been lying just below the surface, all swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes. You gotta use a neutral buoyancy lure if you're trying to catch trout, buddy. I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm. It's fishing day. That would explain the weird dream. I groggily slip on clothes and get ready. I spot Amanda's door half open and see her still curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking over to her bed, I give a tiny kiss on the forehead. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready? No. Well, you gotta get up. I can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Amanda pulls her comforter over her head. Never. Amanda? I'll get up. In a minute. Alright, Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blankets to wake me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda, whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chucks her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. That must be Brian. Yep, there he is. Oh my god, it's starry out. Still rubbing our eyes, we walk outside to see Brian. He's decked out in fishing gear. Daisy's falling asleep next to him. Aww. Early bird gets the worm, buddy. You ready to fish? I was born ready. My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day to die. Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side door and open it. Woof woof! Brian's dog immediately hops into the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir? Maxwell, let Barry sit. Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy and immediately falls asleep. You ready for an adventure? I'm ready for glory. I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch trees pass by. So where exactly are we headed? It's about an hour north of here, a little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anybody else knows about it. I brought everything we need so that we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy the nature. My fishing pole is in the shop, getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow? But of course, it's probably not as nice as it sounds like yours is, though. Right. I'm digging a hole here. I stare out the forest lining the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusky pink light through the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice, quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up to a magnificent lake. Well, here we are. I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear as Maxwell runs around us barking. The kids wake up and wander to the shore, where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake, where he has a canoe waiting. Ah, great, it's still one piece. Hold on, help me out with Maxwell. I help Brian place a tiny dog-sized life vest onto Maxwell. Aww. Alright, your turn. Brian hands me a lime green life vest. Maybe if I fall in, you'll save me. I can swim, thanks. No thanks. Huh. I think Brian likes the competition aspect of this. So this is probably not where I should pull the romance card. Ah, let's go. Let's go. Ah, fuck! Suit yourself. I'm gonna fall in and drown, aren't I? Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks. You kids want to fish? I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water. Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto. Yeah, take that, water. Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them. Whoa. Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want to fish? I think catching fish is kind of inhumane. We're gonna go explore in the woods and look at bugs and stuff. Alright, be safe. Don't go too far. Brian puts the life vest around himself and throw all of our equipment into the canoe. Maxwell happily jumps in and takes his place looking out over the front of the boat. I get into the canoe and Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves in the middle of the lake. Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get you up so early. Yeah, I know. That's pretty common fisherman knowledge after all. Fisherman knowledge that I am knowledgeable about. Still a gambling man? You know it. Let's see who can catch more fish. You can catch more than one? Sounds easy enough to me. What's on the line? Besides all the fish I'm gonna catch, obviously. I was thinking something a little more high stakes than mowing the lawn. Oh no. Custody of our children? More than that. Let's say... if I win, I get your weed whacker. The Whackmaster 2000? That's a limited edition. But if you win, you get my pole saw, the Reach and Cut 3000. The cordless version? That's the one. Shit, the Reach and Cut 3000 is state of the art. My weed whacker is a prized possession, but there are those hard-to-read branches at the back of the yard that have been begging for pruning. You're on. We shake on it. There's gonna be a ridiculous fishing minigame, and I'm gonna suck at it. I suddenly remember that I don't know how to fish. My foolish fatherly pride will one day be my undoing. I watch as Brian ties a lure and does some stuff I can't quite follow with his fishing pole. He casts into the lake. Oh boy, now I have to do that. I stare down the tackle box and at the pole in my hand. Insult the fish. Stretch before physical activity. I'm actually gonna do that. Yeah! Because I'm such a pro fisherman, I anticipate a lot of quick physical movements over the course of a fishing session. To prepare for such activities, I will now stretch my body so that it is limber and ready for battle. That's very responsible of you. Yeah, and I also need it so I can swim back to shore in case I fall off and drown because I'm an idiot that said no to a life vest. I do a few calf stretches, some bicep pulls, and crack my neck several times. I bend over and try to touch my toes, but I just can't make it happen. I can barely get the tips of my fingers past my shins. Alright, my nubile body is now lithe and pliant, perfect for wrangling every trout in this lake with my bare hands. Now what? Perform the fish mating call. Tie a knot or something. Should I just stall? Like, just meditate, keep stalling like a complete asshole? I'm kind of tempted to meditate and just stall as long as I possibly fucking can. Tie a knot or meditate? I'm actually genuinely wondering here. I am going to meditate. I close my eyes and relax my muscles. I clear my mind of all thoughts and focus on taking deep, even breaths. What are you doing? I'm meditating. It's an exercise in mindfulness and positive visualization. It often helps me to use a calming mantra while I'm meditating. I am going to kick Brian's ass. I am better than Brian. Brian will never beat me. I am the superior dad. I think I'm ready. Let's cast this sucker. I pull my rod back and launch the lure as hard as I can. And the lure flies off the line and sails far, far away, landing in the lake with a loud sploosh. Sorry, I judged the wind speed wrong. The cold air drives the pressure down. Go ahead and take my pole. I know it's hard switching to a new pole you're not used to. I'll fix up another lure. Brian hands me his pole with a smile, and I just sit there feeling like an idiot. Yeah, I wonder... Oh, fuck. Fishing around here is easy. All you gotta do is line up 3 of the same... What? Oh, God. Why are we playing Honey Pop now? I need to match 3 of the same species? I can't tell them apart.
Match that fish.
Ah, crap. Alright. Nope. Nope. Here. Alright. Why am I playing a fucking Honey Pop minigame all of a sudden? This is not cool. This is not okay. How did this happen? How did I end up here?
Nice match.
I'm not okay with this. Here.
Nice match. Nice catch. Nice catch. Nice match.
Yes! A combo, I think. I think a good happened.
Catch of the day. Catch of the day. Catch of the day.
What are you talking about? I can't hear exactly what you're saying.
Now you're fishing.
Okay. I think that's good. Fuck. I can barely tell these apart right now. Shit! Where can I match 3? There. I can match 3 there. Okay. And there. And there. And here. And here. And then I can do it here. And here. Yes! Whoa! That went crazy for a second.
Nice catch. Catch of the day. Catch of the day.
Yay! Oh, I got 4 there. Cool. I'm just as bad at this as I was in Honey Pop.
Nice catch.
Shit! Why am I playing this? There? Yes! Gotta love me a combo. Oh my god. What the hell is this? Oh, that just cleared a whole line? Good work. Wow, this is way tougher than I thought. I look over to Brian, who's smiling and obviously enjoying his time here out in the lake. I will crush him. Suddenly, the fishing pole jumps in my hand. I reflexively tug upwards. I think I got something big. The tip of the pole dips down repeatedly, and the last line starts to turn. It's the fucking, it's the creature from the Black Lagoon. Reeled in! I finally get the fish right up next to the boat. It's a long, beautiful rainbow trout. Brian hands me a net. It's all yours. I lean down and notice that my hands are shaking with excitement. The fish is bigger than all the ones Brian caught. The pole saw is mine. The entire canoe tips over with me. I find myself sinking into the lake. I should have taken the life vest. All of a sudden, I'm embraced under the water and pulled into Brian's arms. I'm finally dragged upwards, sputtering water. All of our gear floats on the surface. Maxwell doggy paddles around us in circles, having a great time.
I don't know.
You alright? Does that count as 1? Well, seeing as all our fish are now swimming safely back in the lake, I guess so. Brian laughs. Let's get you to shore. Brian and I flip the canoe back over and fill it with our now soaking wet gear. We row back to shore with Maxwell in tow. Once we get to the beach, Maxwell darts off into the woods. Brian takes off his shirt. Dots of the lake water glistens in the sun across his strong back. Oh, enjoying that visual, are we? Man, all that general contractor must have built the guy like an ox. I hope he doesn't notice me staring. I'm gonna get a fire going so we can dry off. Wanna hand me yours? Yes, okay. I reluctantly take off my own shirt and toss it to Brian. I suddenly wish I'd done more sit-ups in my life. Or any sit-ups at all, really. Another thing you've bested me in, stupid sexy Brian. You might as well fry that shirt up. Seems like it's the only lunch we'll have. The day's young. We can fish from shore. Once Brian gets the fire going, I sit and try to dry off my pants. Brian sets a couple lures out by the water's edge. We're probably gonna have to put the kibosh on the competition for now. Until another day. My stomach growls. You hungry? Oh, I'm fine. Brian reaches into his cargo shorts and pulls out a few granola bars. I have a small child. I'm flushed with snacks. Brian joins me by the fire and I accept the cargo short granola. And now we're back to waiting. Where did the girls get off to? Shouldn't they be back by now? I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're a couple of smart kids. That's what I'm worried about. They're too smart. They probably established a small rural government by this point and installed themselves as leaders. I take a look around the sun cresting in the tree line, casting the entire lake in a warm golden glow. The forest seems to be coming alive now. Birds chirp in the distance. Wow, nature is beautiful. A mosquito bites me. I slap my neck and curse. Nature sucks. Here you go, bud. Brian hands me a bottle of bug spray. I begrudgingly take it and douse myself. I've always hated how this stuff smells. Really? I've always kind of liked it. Reminds me of being outside. Yeah, maybe you and I have different sentiments on the outdoors. Maxwell comes bounding up to me, a huge stick in his mouth. He drops it at my feet and looks at me expectantly. Break the stick in half to a surgeon. It's just an asshole thing to do. If I throw it towards the woods, he might run off, right? Fake out throw? I mean, I'll openly admit I fucking love doing that with dogs. I wind up and pretend to throw the stick. Maxwell runs away for a second and then looks around confused. Brian and I laugh. I toss the stick to Maxwell for real and he jumps up to catch it in his mouth. Is it a little messed up that we're taking advantage of a dog's inherent trust in humans for our own amusement? Maxwell, get over here. I gotta make it up to you. It's time for the pets. What's the plan? Butt pets never fail. Scratch behind his ears. Rub that belly. Scratch behind his ear. I give Maxwell some nice little scratches behind his floppy ears. He responds in kind by licking my face. Aww! He really likes you. Be careful, he's gonna try to follow you home if you keep that up. I scratch Maxwell's ears more intensely. I'm gonna steal your dog, Brian. We both laugh, but I'm only kind of kidding. While I'm playing with Maxwell, fish begin routinely pulling on Brian's lines. I watch Brian effortlessly fillet the fish, squeezing a bit of lemon on them and frying them up in a cast iron pan. Before we know it, we have a feast fit for a couple of shirtless dudes. Amanda and Daisy emerge from the woods, looking totally unscathed. Whoa, Dad Bod Patrol! I'm gonna have to issue both a citation and demand you put your shirts on. There are children present. Brian tosses me my now dry shirt. I pull it over my head, thankful that I will no longer be distracted by Brian and his pecs. Where have you guys been? Studying entomology. What? We were playing with bugs. I expected you guys to be more covered in, like, mud and stuff. Daisy looks offended. What do you take me for, a child? Amanda puts her hands on Daisy's shoulder. Right. We take a seat around the fire and Brian serves us all generous piles of fish on paper plates. It's absolutely delicious. Why does he have to be so good at everything? Fish taste okay? Daisy and Amanda both nod furiously, mouths full of fish. It's incredible. I've never had fish this good. Yeah, it's great. Old Harding family recipe. Why are your pants wet? Well, you see, Amanda, when a couple of hairy old men love each other very, very much. And then I accidentally tipped over that boat. Oh god, now he's saving my skin too. God damn it. Don't worry, all of the gear floated onto the surface, so we didn't lose anything. Right, Barry? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I can't believe he just covered for me. He even out-humbles me. He's trying to beat me at everything, including my world-famous sense of humility. We finish our fish and end up playing catch with Maxwell for a little while before we decide to head out. After clearing up the camp, we pack up the station wagon and let Maxwell into the back seat. The poor pup falls asleep in a cuddle puddle with Amanda and Daisy. They've had a long day. Been an ordeal today, but let me drive you guys home. I want to prove that I'm the most awake dad on the block, but yeah, I'm beat. Fine. As we drive away, I take one last look at the lake disappearing behind us and smile. I rest my head against the window and the low rumble of the dirt road beneath us lulls me into a peaceful sleep. Hey, sleepyhead. I open my eyes and realize that I dozed off in the car. I self-consciously wipe a bit of drool off my chin. Oh, hey, I was resting my eyes. Just in case we suddenly have to jump into any sort of conflict, so I'm super awake for it. And ready to fight with my strong arms. It's all good. You're in some rest, buddy. Thanks for coming out with us today. I had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for inviting us. I also had fun, actually. Glad to hear it. Take it easy, yeah? You too. Take it the easiest. Brian chuckles to himself as he unloads the car. Amanda and I get inside and immediately collapse on the couch. Long day. Yup. I was so close to that pole saw. Pole saw? Yeah, Brian and I were competing to see who would catch the most fish and... stop! Why do you care so much? Manda Panda, just look at the guy. He's so obviously got my number and he's rubbing my face in it. Dad, I love you. But you're kind of dumb sometimes. Dumb? Or clearly the superior dad. You know what? I don't have any of the energy required to properly unpack your weird fixation with asserting your masculinity. I'm going to bed. Night. Amanda slides off the couch and face down onto the floor. I'm a tired slug. Amanda, that floor is disgusting. It's only for eating sandwiches off of when you're not home. I don't care. Well, night, honey. Night, pups. What? What was that? So how did this go? Oh, that didn't look good. Oh!
Couldn't have done it better myself.
Except you fucking did. Damn you. Alright. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I can hear a faint sound, but can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda? The crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strange. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. What's happening? I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. Fuck you. I'm going dad. I'm going full dad here. Amanda. She went full teenager on me in retaliation, and that trumps everything I can do. I quickly leave her room and shut the door behind me. Once the door closes, I can hear her crying again. Wow. What is her so upset? She seemed fine earlier. She's usually so open with me. Did I do something wrong? Is she mad at me? I guess if she wasn't before, she definitely is now. I can't even remember the last time she snapped at me like that. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be out for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her. About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda. Morning. She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on in school today? No. Okay. Do you need to ride to school? No. Want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up and takes her still freezer-burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. Wow. Okay. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. I sit back at the kitchen table and look at the picture of Amanda and I hang on a wall. In it, I'm teaching her to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knee, she would get up and try it again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. As I put the bike away, she just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream and it was like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decided that if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse. But I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline to her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin? What? Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence. Yeah. I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do something about it. Aww. So just whatever it is, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but whatever it is, just know you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak a language we both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator. Yes! Ultimate dad move. And place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting is set by now. Ta-da! Dad? Oh my god! That is fucking adorable! Oh, jeez. Oh, this is the cutest thing I've seen in ages. It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad and had to start over. Yes, it is. It fucking is. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big old hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve up some delicious cake. So it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing. I know I've been really weird lately and there's just... I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes? Guess I should start from the top. Okay, here we go. You know how Emma R is going to the fancy art school in California, right? Emma R. Hey. You got it! Proud of you. Anyways, ever since she got the acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? She's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out from Rosie M. How many of these one-letter girls are there? Jesus. Then I found out from Rosie M. that both of the Emmas, Grace and Noah, all went to a party at Mackenzie F's on the same night. And they all told me they were busy studying for the... Oh, shit.
Oh.
So another important piece of information is embarrassing. Oh, Lord. There we go. That's the thing. What? Whoa. I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay. You're a bad liar. So are you! I learned from the worst. Anyway, so the only person I told about the crush was Emma R, and she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just kept quiet and kept going about my business. Amanda sighs. And then one day I invite everybody out to get nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we're out of chips and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable. I always want nachos.
Aww.
So I go to the mall anyway. I get to the food court, and who do I see there but Grace, Emma P, and Emma R, and Noah all hang out together and eating nachos without me. What? It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss. How did I end up in an episode of, I don't know, I never saw all those shows, Beverly Hills, Orange County? So I know, so I storm over there and I'm like, hey. And Grace drops a nacho on his shirt because, of course she does, and Emma R just like glares at me. Grace, nothing is coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the... Did she poop the bed too? Gossipy one? I know! Grace is the one nobody really likes, or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything. I'm just like, you guys suck, which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed about it, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I left, without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to this shitty day, and immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And I wrote another one to MR asking how long the Noah thing's been going on, and... Sorry, I know that's a lot. You're still following? What did she say? Let me just read it to you. Oh, God, here we go. Preparing myself for dad anger. Amanda pulls out a phone and reads, word for word, an arduously long string of text messages. Oh, shit, here we go. I cannot believe that. Do I not understand what she's talking about? This is all beyond me, but I'm trying my hardest to be supportive. They were dating in secret for months. So I told her she's being a real terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, just stop being my... What kind of cunt do you hang out with? I'm sorry, this is beyond shitty. Wait, left me on red? What's that? Oh, like, she saw my message and didn't reply. And I know because there are read receipts. I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm gonna nod and pretend I understand. Gotcha. So while this is all happening, I'm talking to MP about how mad I am because she's at least being kind of reasonable. And I'm venting to her about how pissed I am and everybody and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and is like, how could you say that about me? He tells me that MP sent screenshots of everything I told in the group chat that I got kicked out of. Alright, I think you lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. So much more. It's all just really stupid teenager stuff. The bottom line is that everybody dropped me, half of my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. Amanda, I'm so sorry. I almost expected it from everybody else, but MR's been there since Mom died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. I'm not even mad that she's dating Noah, I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs at the remnants of her cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad that she's dating Noah. What did I do wrong? Why did everyone just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. As mad as I am at everybody, like, I miss them. Jesus Christ! It's dark outside, I'm sitting alone, and I'm reading this shit. Now I'm getting sad! Amanda looks so dejected I almost can't take it. What could I possibly say to help? That's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. There's nothing dumb about this. You got fucked. It's not dumb. No, it isn't. Dude, what are you talking about? 4 people just decided to fuck with you at once. Of course it's not cool. Your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long, long time ago. My kind of girl. But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. When you get older, you start realizing the sort of people you want to associate yourself. You start realizing the sort of people you want to associate yourself with. Do you really want to surround yourself with people who would do something like that to their friend? It takes a lot of work to find and maintain meaningful friendships. It took me a long time to figure that out myself, and I wish I'd learned it sooner. If the other person isn't putting in the effort to show you how much they care, it's not worth it. You're not beholden to being their friend. Ultimately, I think this says more about their character than it does about yours. Because you're amazing. And if they can't see that, well, that's their problem. I'll keep that in mind. I look down at the table. Did we just eat that whole cake? Yes, we did just eat that whole cake. Well, good talk. Amanda gets up to go to her room. Before she closes the door, she turns around. Hey, Pops? Yes? Thank you. You're always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
Aw, I can't take this. This is too much. My dad heart is breaking.
You've got